Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Crowd Chair Podcast. Today, we're going to go over the newest AP poll. Now, it's obviously been out for a bit. It's been a bit of a busier week, so I'm doing these videos later than I normally do them. I normally do these on Tuesday. Not able to get these out on Tuesday this week, so I'm doing this a bit later than normal. Um, how we will have we only got a few more weeks left of the AP poll before the college football playoff rankings come out. The first release of those will actually be on Halloween. They're always on Tuesday nights, and the first one is Halloween night. So Halloween night, I'll be recording the video on the playoff rankings, and then I'll be recording the videos uh, for all the other football videos as well. And by that point, there might be college basketball rankings too, but we'll worry about that at a different date. So today we will review the new AP poll for college football for week 7. Um, so first of all, we have dropping out both Missouri and Fresno State. You can see all the teams getting votes here, along with West Virginia, which is off the screen. But at number 25, dropping 8 spots after taking an absolutely embarrassing loss, is Miami, Florida. Now, if you haven't paid attention to Miami, Florida, and you have no idea what I mean by an embarrassing loss, this team could have kneeled, and they're in a close game with Georgia Tech, and all they had to do to win the football game was take a knee, and it would have been over. And they would have won. They would have beat Georgia Tech. They would have survived. They would have, escaped the upset. Instead, they ran it instead of kneeling it. Of course, they fumble it, and of course, they end up giving it up a touchdown and end up losing the game. Still, most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. That honestly, to me, is borderline a fireable offense. I mean, how do you screw that up? That's my question. How you do that? It really impressive to me, the fact that they somehow so miserably just screwed that up. Utterly fantastic to be that abysmal at being a coach. I mean, I know better than to do that, and I'm not even a head coach. It just crazy to me. Next, we have number 24, Kentucky, the Wildcats. They dropped 4 spots after getting absolutely tanked by Georgia on the road, and somehow still are ranked after getting absolutely uh, smoked by them. Don't really know how, but they did. Next, we have number 23, Kentucky, one of the two new teams in the ranking. I'm sorry, not Kentucky. Number 23, Kansas, one of the two new teams in the rankings this week. They would jump back in after bouncing back from their Texas beat down and taking out UCF at home. So they go back in the rankings at number 23. LSU would jump up a spot, going to 22, taking down Missouri and knocking them out of the rankings. Notre Dame, after an unfortunate loss to Louisville, drops all the way from 10 to 21. A massive drop for Tennessee. I'm sorry, for Notre Dame, Tennessee going up 3 spots to number 19 as they share that with Washington State, who dropped to 19 after taking an upset loss to the team directly above them, UCLA, who is at number 18. The Duke Blue Devils going to number 17. They jump up 2 spots. UCLA new the rankings this week. They go from unranked to 18. But Duke number 17, Utah going to number 16. They also would move up 2 spots. Oregon State would hold place at number 15. Louisville, after their huge win over Notre Dame, jumps all the way from 25 to 14 in the rankings. A big win for the Louisville Cardinals and Jeff Brom. Ole Miss at number 13. They go up 3 spots. North Carolina's up another 2 spots. They will play. Miami, Florida this week. UCLA gets Oregon State. Um, Alabama sits at number 11. USC dropping a spot at number 10. They will be playing actually Notre Dame this week on the road. Big game there. Texas dropping 6 spots after an absolute thriller of a game against the Oklahoma Sooners in the Red River. What a game that was. They would end up coming up short, though, and they would drop from number 3 to number 9. Oregon, Washington, and Penn State all would remain in place at 8, 7, and 6. Oregon and Washington will face off this week in Seattle. What a game that's going to be. Oklahoma, after their enormous win in the Red River up against Texas, they go 7 spots up from number 12 to all the way to number 5. What a win for them! Florida State goes to number 4. They jump a spot. Ohio State jumps up a spot to number 3, and then of course Georgia and Michigan still remain the number 1 and 2 teams in the land. A lot of changes this week with a lot of big games, specifically Oklahoma and Texas. Those were some big changes. But it's starting to get pretty heated in college football. Of course, why am I blanking out? Of course, USC has had a little bit of some skirmish weeks with barely beating Arizona this past week. Not looking sharp against Arizona State, nearly letting Colorado come back. And then you got, of course, Georgia and Michigan kind of just chugging along. Of course, Michigan's played nobody, but I mean, Georgia hasn't really played anyone either other than really Kentucky, and Kentucky. But, Kentucky is a solid team. They're not bad. They're probably better than anyone Michigan has certainly played, but I'm not really sold on the Wildcats yet. But this is more changes in the rankings, and we'll have some more, I'm sure, for you once we get another week going here. We got Oregon and Washington facing each other. Good big game there. And there's a lot more big games to come, with next week being Ohio State and Penn State. Those two will face each other. Another big matchup there. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. So until then, adios, everyone.